Wolfer, you don't want to be in it for the money because you won't be making enough to pay for your hobby. You got to have a keen interest so that you study them, you follow them, try to think how they're thinking. And you got to appreciate them. Like one of the gentlemen said there, he'd be the first one to fight for wolves if there was no wolves. And I'd be right alongside him, right? Understanding the importance of wise wolf management is critical, and willingness to go the extra mile. So you got to work a little harder to get wolves than you do at coyotes and that. They don't travel through the area as much. It takes a lot of equipment if you're going to do it right. And you can't be lazy, that's for sure. So a long life learning experience if you want to be a wolfer. Preparation is a key thing. We've talked about that. You need to go where the wolves are. Detail. We've talked about that quite a bit so far in the course. Another thing is patience. And there's a few wolfers there that are mentioned in the slide there. George Kelly, Gene Walters, Gordy Clausen. Tolerations of humans. They're aware of your scent, your boots and your gloves. Animal damage control, are you a stranger? So if you get onto a place where somebody's killing, wolves are killing cattle and that, usually it takes a little while before you can figure it out, where they're going, what they're doing and stuff. And they'll know right away that you're a stranger in the area, right? So they'll have their guard up a little bit. That's not saying you still can't catch them. If you're regularly visiting your trap line and that makes a huge difference in getting closer to the wolves and being able to be successful catching them. They don't want to associate you with the danger. That's why I'm saying if there's 3 or 4 wolves going across a clearing and stuff, and you're driving along with your quad or your snowmobile, you jump out and you shot at them, you just educated them, you're going to have 3 times trouble catching them. Equipment and preparation. I talked about that a bit. Boots. I use my moccasin rubbers when I'm out there on the trap line most of the time, and I change my rubbers for my moccasins. And traps and drags, there's pros and cons to everything, whether you're going to use stakes or whether you're going to use drags. Snares, supports, markers. What about markers? We got to know where this stuff is, right? So if you're in an area like me and you got lots of traps out and lots of times the wind blows 110 kilometers an hour and you drive along and the day before a fence that was that high you can't see it, the snowbank, how are you going to find that trap? Any ideas?
I mark it with GPS.
What's that?
I use a GPS marker.
Yeah, GPS will bring you within a few feet of it.
Through it, man,
Yeah.
Metal detector works great. Yeah.
Metal detector. Yeah. Yeah.
Did wolves notice the flagging?
No, they're used to that stuff all the time. Yeah.
Like this is Alberta. There's flagging.
Flagging everywhere.
I've heard some people talk about the color of it matters, like blue versus orange. Do you have anything on
Yeah, you're better off to use a yellow or a bright color than you are a blue color. They can pick up the blue color a lot better than they can the lighter colors. It's got to do with all the cones that are in their eyes. Will be there. There's a thing here on that, I think, somewhere. Get your stuff early. Get it all set up, so you can see pots for boiling your traps and.
That really can't be overstated, by the way, having your stuff prepped and organized.
Yeah.
With like wolves specifically, my experience, like I've been all over the province and I've been with all kinds of different people with every caliber out there as far as skill set goes. And like, it's clear, consistency note with every single one of the, what I would consider genuine expert trappers, was how well organized all of their equipment and everything was. There's so much out there that you have to battle with and deal with that are problems you can't control. You just don't want your gear to be one of those things to have on top of it. And it makes a difference if you are, with foot holding specifically, but wolves specifically because of their nose. In general, it's a problem, but time on site is an issue. The more you're farting around with your gear, fixing things that should have been done a month ago, or looking for tools you can't find because you're disorganized, that all is impacting your overall efficacy. So you need to be in and out and operate with precision. And how you do that is having everything organized.
Yeah.
Look at any military unit or any specialized unit where precision is required and stakes are high. Look at the prep time before they go out. It's no different than when you're dealing with wolves or anything like that. You have to have everything aligned before you start.
And just about every trap that you buy out there, you need to tweak it a little bit one way or another, or do something with it to make it to function properly. So if you think you're going to just go buy a couple dozen traps and then just throw in the backpack and away you go, you're not going to have any success whatsoever. You got to get that home, you got to look at it, make sure everything's working properly, and tweak it. In my opinion, almost every trap out there has far too big of a pan. So that's one of the key things. We mentioned a little bit about how the wolf walks on, it goes on his tiptoes, or he puts his weight and it goes down, right? If you have a huge pan, if you're using a dog type trap, does everybody here know what a dog is on a trap? Yeah, the part that goes over the jaw. So you don't want to have the stepping on the dog and the pan at the same time and letting it fire, because it's just going to throw his foot out of the trap. I use the dogless traps. Those MB750s, we'll be talking about them a little bit more, but those things are terrible. They'll catch wolves, no question, but you're always fixing them, and your hand is always in the strike zone when that thing is being set.
They're also a low strike zone.
Yeah.
The profile of the trap is quite low.
Yeah.
So you get a little snow or whatever, and it elevates you a half inch, and you're getting
Toes, yeah.
on those traps.
Yeah.
Did you tell them what you like, the Bob Pierce?
No.
Do that later?
Yeah. Logwood crystal is good. So you want to treat your traps, definitely you boil them. Logwood trap dye and waxing is a really good way to go. I mentioned it right at the start. It's one of the better ones, I think, but it's easy to contaminate your wax and everything. So I use, now I have such a hard time boiling traps and stuff, melted the side off of my little scooter. So I use speed dip. There's different types of speed dip. Lots of guys had success with water-based, but I haven't. I have too much fluctuation in temperatures and stuff, so
There's a petroleum-based heat?
yeah, I use the petroleum-based.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking Formula One, that's only water-based.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's water-based, petroleum-based, and
Yeah.
there's like this clear coat one that's kind of like, almost like what'd you call it? Not an epoxy, but
Like a
resin
varathane or something.
Varathane kind of thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, there's stuff to play with.
yeah. And a lot of guys say, "Oh, yeah, you'd never use the gas-based dye." I've dipped those traps in the gas-based dye, and 2 days later, I've set them and caught stuff with them. So it doesn't take long for that gas to evaporate out of there. There we go. You can see your trapping ribbon and stuff. The pink, orange, yellow, that works a lot better than say like a blue ribbon or a white ribbon with blue on it, striped.
Did you like this video? If you did, I think you're gonna like this one right over here. So check it out. And I appreciate your subscribing if you haven't done so already. Remember to do that while you're watching this next video. Click like, it all helps us out for this channel. Catch you next time.